Welcome back to Military Justice Podcast, where we delve into the intriguing, the mysterious, and sometimes the controversial corners of military leadership. Today, we've got a story that's a bit of all three. We're talking about the hushed removal of Lieutenant Colonel David Alexander, the former commander of the Army's Bomb Disposal School. So, here's the scoop. On July 11, 2024, Lieutenant Colonel David Alexander was relieved of his command at the 73rd Ordnance Battalion at Eglin Air Force Base. The reason? Loss of trust and confidence in his leadership. Now, if you think you've heard this one before, you're not wrong. It seems 2024 is shaping up to be the year of the loss of confidence epidemic among Army leadership. Let's paint the scene. Alexander, a man with a distinguished career in explosive ordnance disposal, suddenly finds himself without a command. The Army, keeping things as quiet as a mouse with a silencer, made the decision after an internal investigation into his conduct and leadership style. Talk about a bombshell. No pun intended. Alexander isn't out of the Army, but his new assignment is anyone's guess. Lieutenant Colonel Chad Huggins has taken over as the new commander. It's like musical chairs, but with more explosives. And while the specifics of the investigation remain under wraps, the move underscores the Army's commitment to maintaining high standards of leadership. This isn't an isolated case. 2024 has seen a rash of commanders being relieved of duty for similar reasons. It's almost like there's something in the water, or perhaps the MREs. Seriously, though, the underlying question remains, why so many removals? Are standards getting stricter, or are we just more aware of leadership flaws in the age of social media and instant news? The case of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander serves as a reminder that leadership in the military is a high-stakes game, and the margin for error is razor thin. Consider this. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander isn't the only one to face this fate. In the past year alone, several high-ranking officers have been relieved of their duties under similar circumstances. These instances suggest a broader trend within the military, a zero-tolerance policy for misconduct, a tightening of the leadership belt, if you will. But what does this mean for the Army's future? Are we heading towards a more transparent and accountable military, or is this just a phase? And let's not forget the human element here. Behind every removal, there's a story, a career, and often a family affected. It's not just about policy and procedure, but about the lives impacted by these decisions. The Army hasn't been exactly forthcoming with details, not to mention Alexander was relieved in July. It's October now. This lack of transparency raises questions about accountability and trust within the ranks. Is there more to these stories than what we're being told?
If you enjoyed this video, like it. Hit the notification bell for all updates.